Hey guys, Sir Lionheart Iron Fist here, and today I just wanted to ramble about how good this new indie game is. It's called Half Sword. It's a medieval knight simulator. And right now just the play test is out, but it has a very great range of content. What I want to speak about is what makes this game great. So first off is how variable the fights are in this game. It uses a unique physics system where every swing of your sword and every hit is different. There's not scripted animations that play. So every time you slash at an enemy, it's going to be a different hit and have a different effect on how it hits them. So this is a very, very cool use of this physics engine in this ancient knight game. And coming from an indie developer, this is awesome. It's kind of like, the game Goat Simulator, where most of the content comes from just how, janky, I guess it is. The goat just flops around in that game. And there's also another game called Beam NG. I think it's like a car crash game. But every time you crash that car, it's going to be a different outcome. Parts of the car are going to dent in different places or rip off in different places. And that's exactly what we're seeing in this new game, Half Sword. It's not scripted animations. Every encounter is different. While there may not be, I guess, a lot of content right now in the game, just the variability in each fight adds so much playtime. People are going to fall differently, react differently to hits. And you can dent armor, you can cut people's arms and legs off. And there's also a huge variety of the weapons and armor. So as it is now, the weapons and armor are randomized every time you select a knight. So you're going to get a different set of armor and a different weapon or shield. But the thing is, every weapon and every piece of armor is different. Sometimes you get a helmet that protects your entire neck, so they can't slash you there. But other times your face or your neck will be exposed. Or you aren't wearing armor, so if they slash you in the arm, your arm is gonna come off. Whereas if you have that armor on your character, you will be protected there. Or if you're wearing the helmet that comes down past your neck, you will be protected there. So a lot of the variety does come from the armor and weapon combinations. But right now there's just one map. However, there are multiple game modes you can play. And as I said, because of how the physics engine work, you can get tons of gameplay out of every game mode. So there's just a 1v1 session, you against an enemy knight, and you can choose different ranks of the knights. You can be a peasant with no armor, or the top knight with everything covered. There's also a game mode where it's 3v3. So you have two on your team and you fight 3 people. And then the other game mode is where when you're choosing the high ranking knight with tons of armor, you get to fight 4 enemies. However, they have less armor than you. And then there's one where you're a peasant and you spawn with 3 enemies and there's just a bunch of random weapons and armor around the map. And you have to pick them up to equip yourself and then fight. But this gets chaotic because everyone else is doing this and they might hit you while you're trying to pick up a sword. So I'm really excited about the future of this game. It's really promising so far. I've been making lots of shorts on my channel about it. But I gotta be honest, I was a little bit worried for a small period where the first gore update came out. So before, this game had no gore or blood in the playtest. But they were teasing that they were going to add this gore feature. And they did. But when it dropped, it made the game super laggy. Again, it is a playtest, but it was kind of unplayable. I believe the gore, blood droplets, were way too high poly. So every time they spawned, the game would just slow down by a lot. And it was actually a while before they fixed this. I was worried that they weren't even gonna update this because a few days had passed and there was no update on it yet. But the update finally came where they fixed this bug with the game slowing down. But not just that, they added a lot more when they fixed the bug, so it was like a treat. They added sliders for the gore. So as you know, I make YouTube videos, a lot of shorts. So I really like the gore slider because I have to turn the blood down because I'm afraid, you know, that'll be problems with YouTube, but I keep the gore slider up because it doesn't have blood, so I can still detach like enemies' arms and legs, but there's just none of that red stuff, you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm very excited for the future of this game, and I can't wait till it releases. I will definitely be pre-ordering it, and the trajectory for this game looks good as of now. They really made a comeback to me personally by fixing the blood update and adding new things like the blood slider and gore slider, as I mentioned.